So one day I'm finishing up my old game, a game about flying a kite, and then I realized that this is kind of boring. But then I realized something. Game jams are fun. And you know where you can find good game jams? On itch.io. So then I immediately went to google.com and entered google.com. And then I searched up itch.io. And then under the Game Jam tab, I found the Patch Notes version 1.1 Game Jam, which was basically saying like, hey, if you competed in our previous Game Jam, which lasted like 3 days, you can now continue working on your crappy game. But guess what? I'm starting from scratch. So now the only thing we have to do is wait a couple of days to see the theme.
A few minutes later.
Okay, let's see. Where is it? Oh, it's here. The theme is Out of Time. That seems like complex, but also I can imagine a few things. So I immediately sat down and started writing down my ideas. The first and last idea, to be more exact. In short, it's a platformer game where you can control the objects around you with a time grain. Now, how can you do that? It's because the whole world around you is frozen in time, and the only thing that can unfreeze them are these little time grains. So you can beat the levels by pushing down bridges, moving obstacles, and setting up platforms for you to jump. Now, every time a time grain is not near an object, it refreezes. So you need to strategically freeze and unfreeze certain objects to get around. With the idea out of the way, we can start making the game. I opened up Unity Hub and set my project to 3D. Then I had to make up a name for my game and chose it to be The Angels of Time, which is a fire name, by the way. Now, after creating that fire name, I have to come face to face with the worst fear of mine, staring at an empty project. I do not know why, but staring at an empty project is like, what am I gonna do next? Am I gonna fail? And to be honest, is the hardest part, starting. So I took to my hero, the bean. If you didn't know, most prototypes or starting of 3D games start with a player who's a bean. So yeah, he's my favorite thing in game development, this guy. And I also built a little map for the bean because what's a bean gonna do in an empty world, right? And that will be it for day 3. What? Isn't it day 1? Well, it would be if I didn't procrastinate 2 days. A week more. Now for day 4. Firstly, let's analyze the game right now. It ain't really a game. So what makes a game? Being able to interact with it. And can you guess what we will build first? Movement! Because without movement, it's not a game. So let's quickly add that and get that out of the way, eh? So now to actually make him move. There are a couple of approaches to doing this, but the one I took was basically applying the velocity directly to the player, and it gives it a snappy kind of feeling, but slight foreshadowing. Later we will encounter a little bug because of doing this, but it's a feature, guys. And for the camera movement, we use Cinemachine. Yay! Let's jump around a bit, let's walk around a bit, and we can see that it works. Movement. So now, to make our game interesting, we'll need to add a game mechanic. And this little ball is the game mechanic we need. And in order for this to work, we need it to work. In order for this to work, I need to program it. So let's do it. Let's solo the game mechanic. Okay, let's try it out real quick. Okay, let's push it into the area of the ball and it freezes. That means it works. So now we can make it pick upable so we can throw it at stuff. Let's do it. Okay, so I added a bunch of stuff, including some UI, a function to throw the grain and to pick up the grain. It's already day 6, and our game still looks like a prototype. We have to pick up the pace a bit. And for today, we will be making some 3D models and add a simple shader to our time grain that will Like,
Shut up, nerd.
we just need to make the game look cool. The style that I'm going for here is a low poly style, which basically means simple geometry. And with it, I won't need to worry about performance, and also it's the easiest one to create. And me being bad at Blender, that's the thing you want to go for. Here are the finished 3D models of the time tower and the time grain, which might not look like a lot, but during this I learned how to use the Boolean modifier, which is very nice. Now to make this game even cooler, we'll add a force field around the time grain. And how we'll do it is we'll draw a sphere and we'll make it look like a force field with shaders. And this is also my first time encountering shaders, so I'll be following a YouTube tutorial. Okay, here we can see this shader stuff, and what it basically does is just make two noises overlap each other. A noise is like random patterns, and then I can modify the intensity, the color of it, and some light also that it emits, and we can make a beautiful effect like this one. Now that we implemented it all in the game, look how beautiful it is. Even though this force field and the 3D assets we made are cool, we need to make it even cooler. How can we make our scene even better? Let's see. And as you can see, our scene is way too dark. Even though it's a void, it's so dark that it looks bad. So we need to add lights. And to do that, we'll need to create some kind of lamp or lamppost. Oh yeah, we'll create a lamppost. So let's create it. Now we have a lamppost, and it's just a 3D model. We can't do anything with it yet. We'll need to add baked lights and real-time light. Real-time lights calculate light rays real time, so while you're moving you can see your shadow and stuff. But baked lights, they are lights that are pre-processed, and they basically draw a texture onto the object it's hitting. You cannot have shadows and stuff like that. Let's add them real quick. Oh, but wait, where can we add them? Our map is literally one tower. So we built a bridge part so we can make some cool platformer stuff. And yeah, let's now add the lights. So if we want to have lights, let's bake them. Now we bake the lights, and look at it. It makes such a huge difference, the lighting. So today was a success. It's day 8, and we have 2 more days till the end of the challenge. So we need to pick up the pace a bit. And today, we're gonna just keep on improving the map, because right now our map is so little that you don't have anything to do except jump around and throw these grains around with no actual purpose. We still don't have the parkour levels, so we need to build that. So I guess play the montage. Okay, so I'm just gonna go briefly over what I was thinking while making this map. So things that I kept in mind were that I need to make the map as interactive as possible, because I want to make my map based around the mechanic, you know, the freeze and unfreeze effect. So yeah, I need to build a lot of things that can be solved with unfreezing objects, which would be easy if I knew what to make, because this is a whole new idea that, well, I haven't really heard of in this sense. So I needed to make my own puzzles, and that was pretty challenging, but I'm pretty happy with creating some cart rides, bridges that fall down, platforms that need to be unfrozen in order to be in the right place, and so on. That was it for the whole day, and yeah, nothing else happened. So let's go on to day 9. It's day 9, which means we gotta hurry up even more because we have 1 more day left. And we also need to finish up the map, which is very time consuming. So I'll just snap my finger and it'll be done, okay? And just like that, we have the whole map. That's great. Now, what do you need in a parkour game? You need checkpoints. And do we have that? No. We need to build it. How do we build it? I have no idea because I haven't ever done this. So I used some ChatGPT, some YouTube resources to just learn how to do it. And indeed I did learn how to do it, but it was very hard and it took me like 3 hours. So that's it pretty much for day 9. It's the last day of this game jam. And unfortunately, it's a school day. So we need to cramp a lot of stuff, including animations, sound effects, and even the end goal, because I still don't have that, into like 3 hours of work because I don't have time. I was in school, so it's gonna be very hard, but I'm gonna try my best. The first thing that I created was an animation, a cutscene, because normal animation like walking and that require a 3D model of the player, which I really don't have the time for. So we built this beautiful cutscene with my majestic voice. This grain of sand runs time itself. If it were ever to run out, time would cease to exist. And it seems it did run out, and the only hope to save the universe is the Time Angel, which will use the small reserves of sand grains to get to the other big grain of sand that will power the universe. Next up was the sound effects, and for that I also didn't have time because the due line was in like 2 hours when I was making this, so I just added the music real quick and that's it. Now with the animation and the music out of the way, we also have one more thing, and that is the end goal, which I created by literally duplicating that drain object, making it like 100 times bigger. And when you get there, it will just say, yay, you saved the universe, which I know is very anticlimactic, but what can you do? So now it was on the last step of the game jam, uploading it. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to upload it in time, but later I talked to one of the administrators of this game jam and they let me participate because I was like a few minutes late. So yeah, our game got accepted. Now let's wait for the judges' pick.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so it's time to see the results, and out of 95 games, I am the 28th place, which is, to be honest, kind of bad, but not bad at all, because I'm better than almost half of the games. No, not almost, I'm better than half of the game. So I'm very happy that I got it up to 28th place out of like what, 95 games. And yeah, next time I do a game jam, we're doing top 10 for sure. By the way, you can get my game on itch.io, and there's 2 versions, both on PC. One Windows version and one web version, so you don't have to install it in that. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.